We definitely talk to each other.
Yeah.
Frankie here threw you a surprise graduation. Is that right?
Yes, he's the best.
Oh my gosh. Well, look at this face. I mean, how could you not? No, but I always tell the joke, like, once I heard Joe play piano for the first time, it was like over. I was like, but no, yeah. It was the piano. It was definitely the piano.
Oh my gosh, I hope more than that.
Love for you.
Well, no, I mean, of course, Frankie is just like such a fabulous human being. Of course, he's like just hilarious and such a joy to be around, but also like a very hard worker. And I don't know, I just like was so enamored with him when I first met him, and from then on, it was just like, okay, I think we like each other.
How does the dynamic between Carlos and Seb compare to the dynamic between you?
I think it's a little different, but I think there are still some similarities. At the end of the day, we're both theater kids, and they are like, theater kids at heart. So I think that similarity is there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a farm boy. But
You're not?
no, but he's from the farm. So
I am from the farm.
It's kind of like a switch up.
Yeah.
Joe, have you met Frankie's family?
I have, yes, a few times now. I've spent time with them. And they are a blast.
And they're obsessed with him.
Oh my gosh, no. But yeah, they're very fun and very, very close and supportive of each other in a funny way.
And of course, working with Joe is always so much fun, and he brings so many fun ideas, and he has such a good grasp of his character, so it's always fun.
Your HSN the series BFF.
Oh, Joe Serafini.
I'll tell you what, Frankie has taught me a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any scene with Joe, I know it's going to be a good time. So, yeah.
And working with this guy is always just a dream.
Gosh. Well, I think on the first day I worked with Joe, they put him on the piano, and he was playing the piano, and he was like playing some musical theater stuff when the cameras weren't rolling. And I was like, oh, that's it. Like, I'm done. I'm in trouble. Like, and I just like knew I was going to have a crush on him. I was like, this can't happen. But no, I mean, he's so sweet and nice. It kind of just, started off as friends, and then, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little scared of Frankie at first, to be honest, just because he's so confident and funny, and he like, if he's in the room, like everyone's just laughing and having a good time. So I was just like sort of intimidated at first, but then, we got to know each other, like he said, and it was like, oh, okay, I think we have a good relationship here.
Yeah, I'm also realizing I'm starting fights for no reason.
Just for fun?
Just for fun. Well, I've watched a lot of Real Housewives, so I know how to navigate that. But yeah, I get bored, so I'm starting fights.
How's that going, Joe?
Who wants to get in a fight right now?
It's never. I always know it's just Frankie being Frankie. It's never actually serious.
Well, one day it's gonna be serious, and you're gonna be like, I didn't know.
I will. That's true.
He's just literally the nicest person ever, and he's always so much fun to be around. But it is kind of cool because we do, we kind of do our own thing at work. And so when we get home, it's nice that we just have like two different like versions of the day. But we know exactly who we're talking about. And, it's that part of it is fun. Getting to like see Joe perform the climb over and over and over again, and just like being in awe.
Frankie's very good at gift giving. I feel like Frankie is so good at giving gifts and being so thoughtful with that.
The best of friends. We haven't been like really secretive about it, but we are dating in real life.
And I think Frankie would say the same. He's definitely a triple threat. But honestly, like doing it with Frankie, I feel like we have like really enjoyed being able to like share it with people, and like, I feel like
you're having fun every time you're on anything.
Yeah, we have a great time.
Apparently you got Joe a very special gift as a little Seb version of him as a Funko Pop character.
I did. I don't know if I got that for him for his birthday or when we wrapped or when that was, but yeah, I got him a custom made little Funko Sharpay Pop.
What was your first impression of Joe Because you guys have such good chemistry now. Was
Oh my
that instant or?
Thank you. I the first time I met Joe is when they brought him into a rehearsal. It was my first day of filming, and so they brought him into a rehearsal, and we got to like kind of like quietly meet each other because they were running a rehearsal. And then later that day I found out he played piano, and so I was like immediately like, oh my gosh, you play piano, like oh my gosh, you like Broadway. And then I found out that he's like a big Broadway nerd, and so then it kind of just like went from there.
You have such a connection with Joe, and you guys are quarantined together, you guys live together. Is that sometimes still there?
We date each other.
And to share that moment with Frankie was really sweet, because he comes in on like the second half of it,
Yeah.
and he's just like dancing with the girls, and it's just so fun. And actually watching the show, it's funny, like I always am like, oh, it's interesting seeing Seb and Carlos, because it's not Joe and Frankie.
Yeah.
But like it is Joe and Frankie, but it's Seb and Carlos. At first, I was honestly scared of Frankie because he's kind of shy at first, and then like, you know, he's kind of quippy and like will like say some zingers and make everybody laugh. And I was just like, oh, like he has it together and like is funny and quick. And I just wanted to be on his good side, and I wanted him to like me, and you know, I knew we were going to be working closer together. I knew that they were going to end up sort of going to the dance together at least. So I just wanted to, you know, make my best effort to get along with him. And yeah, I mean, pretty quickly I was like, oh, I love this guy. Well, that was a custom pop that Frankie had made for me for a Christmas gift. But yeah, I mean, when he gave it to me, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it's so amazing and so adorable. So and like the attention to detail is there, like iconic. Like Frankie is so thoughtful and so good at giving gifts. And I do not know where to start. So I love to try to get Frankie to sing whenever I'm at the piano, but he is shy, and you know, I think it's more of a private thing for you, but you know, sometimes I get him to sing.
Every once in a while there's like a car duet where like we're just driving to like Target or something, and we're like just belting out something.
But that's just playful. But no, he threw me a surprise party this past birthday, and it was really, really lovely.
But me and Joe actually do date in real life. So we've never shied away from the fact that we have been dating, but you know, we also have not been like, we're dating. But yes, we do date in real life. We did quarantine together, and that alone was its own experience. But no, to get to go to work and act with someone you care so much about, and just know that they're always going to have your back, even in that scene, it leaves a lot more room to like play around with the characters and the scenes, because there's just like there's just more chemistry other than what you're seeing on screen. So that's always fun. I think it was pretty clear when Joe came in the first season that he was going to stick around, because like I think someone referred to him as like and not in a bad way, but they're like, Joe's like a puppy, like when he comes in everybody's like, Joe. So I think you did his energy was definitely needed coming on to the second season. So of course we were like so crazy happy that he got promoted to series regular. Joe is like the nicest person on the planet. So it would be me that was that. You might want to ask him how he deals with me. But just find someone that you can like really laugh a lot with, and that you can just like sit and veg out and like watch TV and just be unapologetically you with. I think, I don't know.
You know, it's wild. We were watching the show, the new episodes, and I was like, oh, it's actually kind of weird seeing Seb and Carlos, because I don't think that's us. Like that's Seb and Carlos versus like Frankie and Joe. And I mean, like they are different. They're characters of us, you know? So that's actually really interesting, but I think we like keep it pretty separate. And yeah, I mean, he's the freaking best. I guess my words of wisdom would be communication is key.
Okay.
You know, and you know, just being open and honest about everything, and you know, always laughing and keeping things light and a good time. I don't know if it's that like we are that different from our characters, but I guess our relationship is different than Carlos and Seb's relationship. Like, you know, they're in high school, so they're, you know, they're just younger.
Yeah.
I think we're just older and like a little more mature than them in a way. Like they're kind of like nerdy.
A little bit.
Like Frankie and I are like, you know,
cool.
But no, I love working with him. I think one of the cool things about working together is that we get two very different perspectives of a job that we both really love. So when we get home, we have like all these stories. Even though we were in the same space, we just have different stories and things that we remember. So it's nice to have a second brain to be like, hey, remember when we did this? And I was like, oh yeah. So it's awesome.
I have seen the footage of Joe Serafini singing Feliz Navidad. Joe's so little, and he says, from the bottom of my heart. It's so cute.
I grew up singing with my family, and you know, as everyone gets older, we all go our separate ways, and now I have a new duet partner.
Mine is Proud of Your Boy from Aladdin. Like, and I also just love the song too. So
and he sounds
like,
so good on it.
And like, I rarely, you're
Try
also
to-
good about like reading, and like you're always trying to like watch something that's creative, and you're always trying to like, you know.
I don't know if I'm like hot enough or dreamy enough, but a boy can dream.
Tell him, Joe. I would have to disagree.
This is a fun one. I'm excited to ask it.
Oh gosh.
What's your favorite thing about me?
Oh my gosh. It never ends.
Who asked that?
You did. You wrote these down.
No. These were submitted.
Somebody asked that. They asked it for both ways, so you can both answer this.
Okay.
Okay, Joe. Way to slip that in and be like, who wrote this?
It was me. I submitted the question.
Joe, my favorite thing about Joe is that he is always just so happy and so kind and so optimistic. And sometimes I'm the exact opposite of that. And so it really is nice to have Joe kind of balance me out and to let me know that like not everything is so like serious and has to be so like, you know. But yeah, that's my favorite thing about you. And
Thanks.
Working with you, you're really fun at work, I would say.
Thanks.
But so is everybody. So
Cool.
What's your favorite thing about me?
My favorite thing about you is obviously like your humor. You're very, very funny. And I feel like I'm always laughing. Even when you're in like bad moods, I kind of laugh like at your bad moods.
Mm-hmm. That's just laughing at me, Joe.
But you're funny.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, he's funny, you guys. I mean, without even trying. But yeah, that's my, and also like I feel like the way I always like when I first met you, I was like the way you think, like what goes on up here. I like that because you're just such a he's such a professional. Like, and do you hear all the good advice that he's been giving this whole hour? Like
they all like a shaking no.
No, but like I feel like you talk me down from like my own anxiety and pressures that I put on myself, and you like help me to, I don't know, we don't need to keep gushing.
That's so nice.
But you know, you have a good head on your shoulders. In general, I feel like I go to you.
You heard it here first, folks. I'm a one-stop shop.
Yeah. You're helpful. He has a good head on his shoulders. And he's been around a little longer.
Whoa, Joe. Way to throw that in. We're gay every day. So